What's up, guys? My name is Brandon. You guys can call me Swifterrs, and welcome back to a brand new zombies video. This one's gonna be pretty exciting, and it's a little bit forward thinking, and what I mean by that is we're gonna be taking a look at where our zombie storyline could potentially go in the 2018 Treyarch Zombies game. Now, what we're gonna be discussing in today's video is something that's rather a common knowledge, but it really hasn't been all that discussed, and that's the fact that the Tranzit crew, also known as Victis, is currently still alive. As I said, this information is rather public knowledge, but it really hasn't been all that discussed, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about where exactly the Tranzit crew is, how and why they're still alive, and what we can expect to see from the Tranzit crew in the 2018 Zombies game. So I wanted to start this video off by saying that in the next Treyarch Zombies game, it makes a lot of sense for us to play as the Tranzit crew. I definitely think that the Tranzit crew will make a return in some way, shape, or form in 2018 Treyarch Zombies, just because there's so many questions in the zombie storyline, and there's so much uncertainty surrounding the true fate of the Tranzit crew, and it makes a lot of sense for them to return because in regard to the overall zombie storyline, as indicated by the zombies timeline, Richtofen instructed the Tranzit crew to set out on a journey to help recover the Kronorium, and that's exactly what they did. So it's possible that in 2018, Treyarch in some way will tell the story of the Tranzit crew's journey to recover that Kronorium. So, according to the zombies timeline, Richtofen's journey begins when Maxis tells Richtofen the plan to secure the Kronorium and locate the summoning key. Hearing the echoes of his other selves, Richtofen discovers his connection with Samuel Stuhlinger and decides to use Victis to acquire the Kronorium. So, the manipulation of Samuel Stuhlinger occurs, and having overseen the construction of a laboratory beneath Alcatraz, Richtofen returns to the house where he begins to communicate with Stuhlinger. Together, they persuade Victis to travel to a variety of locations in order to secure the Kronorium. Now, those are pretty much the events that occur during Black Ops 2, from Tranzit to Die Rise to Buried. Our Victis crew is essentially searching for the Kronorium, but they eventually find the Kronorium in Middle Earth, and we really don't know exactly what that entails because we've never actually seen any gameplay of that, we've never actually seen any cutscenes regarding that. So as I said, it's possible that within 2018 Zombies, our story can take us to Middle Earth, and it's going to be from the perspective of the Tranzit or the Victis crew eventually finding that Kronorium and giving it to Richtofen. Now, I had previously mentioned that Richtofen had overseen construction of a laboratory facility beneath Alcatraz, and in order to get that started, on April 16th, 1940, Richtofen arrived in Dimension 63, where he contacted members of the Illuminati to enlist their help to build that laboratory facility under Alcatraz Island, and on April 18th, 1940, Richtofen meets with Stanley Ferguson and convinces him to assist with the Illuminati's construction of the Alcatraz laboratory. About a year later, on July 3rd, 1941, Stanley Ferguson reports that the laboratory has been completed and that the subjects will be placed in the stasis chambers upon arrival. Now, the subjects are in fact the Victis crew, and we'll get to that in just a second, and a day later, on July 4th, 1941, Richtofen returns to the lab under Alcatraz where he meets Victis, arriving from the empty Earth with the Kronorium. Upon reading the Kronorium, Richtofen discovers numerous timelines documenting their fates and learns about the blood vials. He would later write on the page, "I now know what I must do." Richtofen enters a rift to acquire the blood of Sal and Finn. After delivering the blood to his younger self and recovering the blood vials belonging to the Victis crew, he returns. Victis is placed on ice to be kept safe until they are needed next. So essentially what this means is the Tranzit crew is currently still alive. They're placed on ice in a stasis chamber under the Alcatraz prison. Now, what this means is that the Tranzit crew is bound to return. As the timeline said, they're placed on ice as a result of Richtofen needing them in a future event. So that future event has yet to unfold, and we have yet to experience that, and the overall storyline of Victis really isn't all that complex. Of course, our four characters all come from different backgrounds, they have their own storyline to them, but after a series of events, our Victis crew eventually meet each other, and they go through the events of Tranzit, they go through the events of Die Rise, and a couple of months after Die Rise, the events of Buried occur, and about 2 weeks after Buried, on January 19th, 2036, Primus Richtofen begins to manipulate Stuhlinger, then opens a rift for Victus' crew to begin their new journey. When they enter this rift, Victus is sent back 40 years into the past to June 24th, 1996, and on this date, Victus arrives at the abandoned Broken Arrow facility, still being pursued by undead Richtofen. They recover the element 115 shard and depart through another rift, and essentially what this does is they end up in the lab under Alcatraz Island. So of course, once they get there, they're placed on ice in the stasis chamber, meaning they're still alive and they will eventually be brought back for some reason. That reason is still unknown. I assume it's going to be explored in the next Treyarch game, but I wanted to go ahead and let you guys know about this. Guys, please be sure to let me know your thoughts about this whole theory in the comment section below. Regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please be sure to drop a like down below and subscribe if you're new. With that being said, I'll be sure to catch you guys later.